There are thousands of companies in the US that are willing to pay a lot for software engineering for a reason. And there are other jobs that pay about as much as software engineering. So there is a specific reason that a company would hire a software engineer and pay them whatever they do. It's easy to lump the wage. I'm not sure how to say this. It's easy to abstract the concept of hiring someone for a lot of money and not really think about why you would hire a specific person. And people aren't fungible. One person has experiences and another person has different experiences. And the reason why you would hire a specific person is for that specific person's skills and experiences. Sometimes people who are very talented can be difficult to work with for a variety of reasons, and it might be a miscommunication shape. The shape of the difficulty might be that one person communicates in one style and another person comprehends in another. Organizationally, there are goals. Goals can exist in an organization, and describing what those goals are in a clear and concise manner is often a software problem because we want to make the understanding consistent and we want to make sure there are paths through the same process and the presentation of that information ideally would be grounded with something psychologically meaningful. One reason software engineering might be difficult is it seems like more people should learn in a different way sometimes. Sometimes we want people to learn something, and that isn't how they actually learn. And software engineering needs to navigate the core logic of what's being presented and understand how that connects to actual usage. How does the implementation of something relate to the development of relationship? Then, sometimes the discussion of why there's a mismatch between how something was implemented and how it's understood can cause conversations that aren't fun. And navigating these shapes of conversations consistently can be difficult for different personalities. I was fired from a job where I asked for some days without meetings at a company with an unlimited PTO policy, and I mentioned that I was pursuing a diagnosis for ADHD. Not even a diagnosis, I was pursuing a I was getting screened for it. I was trying to figure out why it was so hard for me to focus while 3 years into a pandemic that isolated a whole bunch of my peers. Fundamentally, the world had a different structure, and I was wondering why it was difficult for me to focus. And I thought that pursuing ADHD as a plane of consideration was reasonable. And I mentioned that to my job, and they gave me a deadline to get a doctor's note. A company with an unlimited PTO policy wanted a doctor to validate that I needed some days without meetings to focus. I lost that job. Then the container of my experiences was marked with rejection. And it became a lot easier for companies that hadn't invested in relationship with me to simply ignore my resume. Now, resumes mean less than they used to. Portfolios and networks are more meaningful. Today is RPG Wednesday. Make a character sheet. Cheers.